So, you're at the top of your game. You've hit all the targets, you've gotten the promotions, you've built a life that looks, well, perfect from the outside, right? But inside, there's this quiet dread, a hollowness that just seems to grow with every single win. I'm here to tell you, that's not a personal failing, it's a system error. And today, we're gonna run the diagnostic that will reboot your entire operating system. Welcome to the Meaning Audit. Just let that sink in for a second. This one sentence, it absolutely nails a paradox that haunts the world's most ambitious people. And it's the core of the problem we are about to systematically take apart. We call this state the successful hollow. It's that completely baffling experience of getting everything you thought you wanted, only to feel more empty than when you started. And you ask yourself, why? Well, it's because you've spent years, maybe even decades, building this magnificent life for a person you don't even know. You've literally become a ghost in your own success story. Look, we've all been sold a lie. It's what I call the lie of the climb. It's this cultural story that tells us meaning is some kind of trophy you find at the top of a mountain of achievements. That purpose is the prize waiting for you at the finish line. But here's the truth. That mountain, it's a trap. It keeps you so focused on the next rung, the next peak, that you never stop to ask if you're even on the right mountain to begin with. So here's the bottom line. That feeling of being lost, that sense of drifting through life, even though you're moving forward at 100 miles an hour, it all comes from one simple mistake. You're trying to win a war using a map that belongs to someone else. You're navigating your life with borrowed values, external expectations, and a destination you never actually chose for yourself. So, how do we fix this? We're going to run a full diagnostic and a system upgrade. First, we'll break down the high achiever's paradox. Then, we'll uncover your brain's secret veto power. After that, I'll walk you through a 3-part framework called the Ontological Reset Protocol. This is like an upgrade for the very foundation of your being. We'll look at the neuroscience that proves why it works, run your first deletion drill, and finally completely reframe your approach by understanding that meaning is a filter. Okay, let's start with the paradox itself. You know that feeling of being totally overclocked, right? Running at 110% capacity, but secretly grieving the life you feel like you should be living? This isn't you being ungrateful. It's a predictable system error, and it actually has a name. This brings us to something called the mimetic trap. Our brains are basically hardwired for social survival, which means we have this unconscious instinct to want what other people want. So we adopt their goals, their definitions of success, and we end up chasing a why that just isn't ours, or winning a game we never even chose to play. And this leads us to the biology of the whole situation. That burnout you're feeling, it isn't a weakness, and it's definitely not a lack of grit. It is a highly intelligent biological self-protection mechanism. Your brain has a secret veto power, and believe me, it's finally using it. Just look at this slide. It shows the 2 modes your brain can run on. Over on the left, you've got borrowed drive. This is fueled by what other people want, by external goals, and it leads to what neuroscientists call a ventral striatum shutdown. Your brain's reward center literally goes offline. It stops giving you that dopamine hit for your achievements. But on the right, that's authentic drive. It comes from your intrinsic meaning. This creates MPFC alignment, where the part of your brain tied to your sense of self is totally engaged. One path leads straight to burnout, the other leads to sustainable, high-performance energy. Now, when your brain stays in that borrowed drive state for too long, it triggers what we call a systemic volitional collapse. And I know, that sounds intense, but you know what this feels like? It's that quiet dread you feel on a Tuesday afternoon. It's the moment you realize that even if you win, even if you get that next big thing, nothing fundamental is going to change inside you. Your brain has literally cut the power to your drive system to save that energy for something that actually matters. This metaphor is just perfect. You are this high-performance jet. You've got all this capability, this incredible engine, all this power, but you're just gliding. Why? Because the pilot, your conscious mind, has finally realized the coordinates you've been flying towards for years don't lead to a real place. You're not lacking ambition, you're lacking authenticity. Okay, so how do we get the engines back online and pointed towards a real destination? We execute the Ontological Reset Protocol. Now, ontological just means related to the nature of your being. So this isn't about finding a new habit. This is a full reset of who you fundamentally are. Think of it as a deep cleaning of your internal hard drive, a RAM upgrade for your soul. The protocol has 3 simple steps: grave backwards projection, effort resonance analysis, and mimetic deletion. This isn't about finding meaning out there somewhere. It's a system designed to strip away all the noise so your own truth becomes the path of least resistance.
So here's how it works. First up, grave backwards projection. This forces you to look at your life from the end. Imagine what you'd want people to say about you, what actually mattered, what was real. It's a brutally effective filter that shifts your focus from what feels urgent to what is truly eternal. Second, effort resonance analysis. This is where you learn to tune into your own body's feedback. You start noticing the difference between work that feels heavy and holy, it might be difficult, but it energizes you and feels essential, and work that feels light and hollow. It's easy maybe, but it drains you. Their body knows the difference. And finally, mimetic deletion. This is the active, surgical process of finding and cutting away the goals you only have because you're competing with someone else.
And when you really implement this protocol, a profound identity shift happens. Your mind stops being this dusty museum of other people's expectations and borrowed ideas. It transforms into a forge of purpose, an active, dynamic place where you are the architect, generating your own meaning instead of just hoping to find it somewhere. Now, I want to be really clear. This isn't just some nice philosophical exercise. The reason the ontological reset protocol is so effective is because of the hard science behind it. This is about creating the path of maximum alignment for your brain. It's a performance enhancement rooted in pure neurobiology. Take a look at this chart. It's based on research from self-determination theory. And what it shows is that when you operate from a place of intrinsic meaning, doing things that are authentically yours, your neural efficiency goes through the roof. Your brain literally works smarter, not harder. You're not wasting all that precious cognitive energy trying to convince yourself to care about someone else's goals. Let's put a real number on that. When your work is truly aligned with your intrinsic meaning, your brain can sustain focus for up to 200% longer. Think about that. You are literally overclocking your own focus, your own drive, simply by concentrating on the truth. And at the very same time, you experience up to 50% less perceived stress. You are lowering the energy cost of your existence. So this isn't just about feeling good. It's about operating with a level of efficiency that is biologically impossible when you're living a lie. Okay, enough theory. The real power of this system is in applying it. So right now, we're going to shift from just understanding the protocol to running your first practical exercise. It's time to service the truth. Today, I want you to actually do this right now. Think of your top 3 goals, the big ones that are eating up all your time and energy. And for each one, ask yourself this brutally honest question. Who am I really trying to impress with this? If the answer is anyone other than the deepest, most authentic version of yourself, that is a major red flag. So here's the drill. First, from that list of 3, I want you to identify one goal that you know deep in your gut is borrowed. Second, apply the grave test. Ask yourself, in my final hour on this earth, will I truly deeply care that I achieve this? Be honest. And finally, execute the deletion drill. Kill that one false goal, now. And remember, the key here isn't how much you delete, but how fast. That speed teaches your brain that your truth is more important than the world's noise. All right, let's bring all this home. We've been taught to think of meaning as something we have to find or earn or achieve. But that's completely the wrong way to look at it. This is the core idea. Meaning is not a destination you finally arrive at. It's not a prize you win. It is a filter that you apply every single day to every single decision you make. It's a practice of subtraction, not addition. Real greatness isn't about how much you can accumulate. It's about how much noise you can subtract until only the truth is left. You cannot outperform a meaningless life. It's impossible. That internal vacuum will eventually suck all the energy right out of you. Your challenge, starting this very moment, is to make the meaning audit a regular practice. Take your success, find the borrowed desire, and delete it. Stop chasing someone else's definition of greatness. Audit the noise so you can finally find the life that's been waiting for you to live it.